Like and subscribe right now, or this will be in your bed tonight. Not a gift I got, but one I didn't get. Now, let me explain. When I was around 9 years old, we were visiting my parents' friends for Christmas dinner. After eating, we all retired to the living room, so we could exchange gifts and enjoy time with one another. Well, all the gifts get passed out, and I was left there ignored and presentless while everyone else tore happily into the colorful wrapping paper. Sure, I was a little heartbroken, but I understood I wasn't their kid, and they had no obligation to get me anything, though I wasn't sure why it didn't apply to my sister as well, and not wanting to be labeled a selfish brat, I sat there politely until everyone was done with the pleasantries that come with gift exchanging, and we prepared to leave. As we were walking out the door, my mother's friend asked me if I liked my gift. Confused, I replied that I hadn't gotten one. She was absolutely mortified. She rushed back to the living room and grabbed a package that was lodged conveniently out of sight behind the tree stand and handed it to me as we walked out the door. The gift wasn't awkward. Containing my childhood jealousy and sadness thinking my parents' friends like everyone in my family better than me was what made it awkward. I was 10. I started opening the wrapping paper and I see a big gray box. Sweet, I think. My parents got me a PlayStation. I keep unwrapping excitedly, and it's a fucking printer. I didn't even bother to try hide my disappointment. My parents got me a sweatshirt with the No Fear logo on the front for Christmas. They explained they got it for me. I've never worn No Fear stuff before, because I was fearless when going to the doctor regarding my fear of going poop at the time. I think I only wore it once. Me and my grandfather had never had a close relationship. I think I only remember 2 times ever actually hanging out with him. We had to do things that he thought were interesting. He took me to his aircraft carrier where he served. That was really cool. He also took me to Star Wars when I was young, when they were re-released in theaters back in the day, but he wouldn't take me to Return of the Jedi because he didn't like that one. When I turned 21, my family all came over for a family party. My uncle, grandmother, and grandfather, they were divorced and not very friendly with each other, and my intermediate family. Towards the end of the night, my grandfather tells me he has something for me. He reaches into his bag and pulls out a Snickers bar. He tells me that when he was 21 he was stationed in Korea, and he only got 1 hour leave to go to the store and buy a Snickers bar on base. He told me to enjoy the little things in life. I thought it was a very sentimental moment and enjoyed the story as well as the symbol. My whole family started snickering, not intended, and kinda hiding their laughter because they thought he just didn't buy me a present and stopped at the gas station before coming to the house that night. I was a bit too young to appreciate the moment, and on top of that my uncle laughing the whole time kinda ruined it as well. I would say that was the most awkward gift I received. I ate the Snickers bar later on at the party, which only made everyone laugh all the more. Our male genetic chromosome provider, our biological male parent, was slashes. Not to put too fine a point on it, a fucking psycho arsehole. My sister and I had been talking about getting a puppy, and that's pretty much all we wanted. We were 9 and 10 respectively. Christmas Day came, and there were very few presents under the tree. That's just the way it was, so we were sure we'd find some plastic crap from the dollar store or maybe some candy. We were used to being let down. As usual, he's a control freak too. He told us which presents we could open and when. He had given our mom a new shovel and we didn't think anything of it, since she loved to garden, and we just figured he's a shitty gift giver. He had my sister open her first gift, and it was a dog dish. We looked at each other with that OMG, really? Look, and started to get excited. Then he had me open a gift, and it was a 5-pound bag of dog food. Once again it was the OMG, really? Look, and intensified excitement. Could this really be happening? He had my sister open her next gift, and it contained a dog toy. OMG, we were so excited, because there was only one present left, and it looked like it was big enough to contain a puppy. Maybe he wasn't so bad after all. Mom looked kind of nervous as he told me to retrieve that last present and open it. He was smiling from ear to ear, like he was just as excited as these 2 little children. We were both so excited that we started tearing the brightly colored paper off the gift and just knew this was going to be the best Christmas present ever. As we tore open the top of the box, this putrid overpowering smell burst from the box and we started gagging. We looked inside and sure enough, there was our puppy. It had been dead for around 2 weeks and was putrefied and liquefying. At that point he said, "Your gift from me is that you learn about life and loss. Now take your mother's shovel and go bury that stinking thing in the backyard." My sister and I cried and cried the whole time and finally laid that poor puppy to rest. When we got back inside, we were beaten for burying the puppy in the wrong place and fucking up his nice yard. Yep, that's a Christmas we'll remember forever. Needless to say, my sister and I haven't spoken to that bastard in over 20 years. When I was 5 or 6, there was a Barbie toy called the ice cream maker that was like an easy bake oven, except you could make real homemade ice cream with it with some packets or some such nonsense. I saw it on TV and thought it was awesome, since I loved ice cream, and asked if I could get it. Yeah, I'm male. My mom, bless her heart, thought that maybe I was interested in things like Barbie dolls and thought, rather than doing what most parents did in 1990, she would just go with it. So as we were opening our first gifts in front of aunts, uncles, and my 4 brothers, I opened my first gift with my name on it, only to see a Barbie doll. As a 5 to 6-year-old boy that fully understood the separation between boys, girls, and their respective toys, I was completely shocked and destroyed to see a Barbie doll labeled for me, with all my brothers and uncles watching. Now that was awkward. Luckily my brothers remembered that I had said I wanted an ice cream maker, but that it was Barbie brand, but that it didn't matter. Ice cream is ice cream. I wasn't teased relentlessly or anything about it. I ended up throwing the Barbie onto the roof of our house a la Breaking Bad style, which it still rests to this day over 20 years later. When I was 14, there was this guy that hung around town. He was 22, not very bright and kind of followed my crowd around. We were mostly in the 14 to 17 age range. They let him because he could buy beer and cigarettes for us, and he had a car. He also had a crush on me. Around Christmas, he started asking the girls what they wanted for Christmas, and they all asked for stuff. Clothes, shoes, whatever. He kept asking me, and I kept telling him I didn't want anything, because I knew he liked me, and I didn't want to encourage him, or take advantage of that fact. Plus I felt bad for him. I really stressed to him that I wasn't going to get him a present, and I really didn't want one from him. Come Christmas, he came over to my house with a wrapped box, LA gears for my cousin, and a smaller box, a diamond freaking necklace for me. I wouldn't take it, and he kept saying, "It's just a sign of friendship. I got stuff for all the girls, there's no strings attached." Finally, I was like, okay, whatever. I was just going to give it away anyway. I wasn't overly girly, and didn't like jewelry. As soon as I accepted it, he said, "So, can I have a kiss?" I just put it back in his hand and walked inside and shut the door. Didn't happen to me, but witnessed the following. An ex-GF had a little cousin, poor family, and this kid is the runt of the litter, shall we say. All year he begged for a Game Boy. He actually told his mom to buy him nothing for his birthday in April, to save for this Game Boy, because he got it. They were poor. She happily obliged. He worked odd jobs for neighbors such as weeding, and gave his mom the cash to pay towards it. Fast forward to 2 days before Christmas, the entire family drives to relatives 7 hours away. I'm in their crappy old car, and the whole way she's hyping him on how he's going to be so excited. Now this is a French-Canadian family, so they do the open gifts at midnight on the 25th thing. This kid holds out, and despite ADHD and everything else, he's not going to fuck this moment up. She hands him his gift and his hands are shaking, he's so excited. X and I snuggle a little closer, because nothing warms the heart like seeing a little kid's wish come true. He peels the paper, and in a split second my blood runs cold. I clue in even before he does. It's a Radio Shack handheld black and white travel game. You know, the ones that run on a battery, make 3 noises, and have like 2 buttons. Maybe $15 if she did get it on sale. The kid realizes he's too heartbroken to say anything, and croaks out a thank you as everyone else stifles a WTF. This poor kid got hosed. His mother clues in, and whispers loudly in his ear that he's ungrateful, and that she should take it away. Thankfully X and another uncle stepped in, took her aside, and explained that we all knew he'd pitched in more than what that cost, and she should be ashamed. Awkward rest of the night doesn't even start to describe it. Dr. XGF's cousin sacrificed all year for a Game Boy. His mom pockets his money, screws him out of a day gift, and at Christmas, gives him a travel handheld game. Thanks for watching. Greaseball, like and comment. Subscribe. I love you.